Hey everybody, today I thought I would just show everyone my 150 gallon display tank. This tank is in my living room, so I get to watch it a lot as I'm just sitting here relaxing after work. There's all kinds of mutt guppies in here, and there are some strain guppies in here, just the males. I just decided, let's throw them in here, maybe see if we can get a mix with some of these mutts and see what we get. I do have a couple of Siamese algae eaters in here. I have some albino cory cats, and I have some African dwarf frogs in here as well. And I also run a CO2 system for my plants. I have all kinds of different plants in here, and I think that the CO2 kind of helps bring out the color in a lot of them. I do feel like I got to get in here and do a little maintenance on some of these plants. They're kind of growing a little wild, and I do have a lot of algae as well, and some of them are tangled in my Monte Carlo especially, but that's okay. So let's see if we can take a look at some of these guppies and go from side to side here. And there are tons and tons of them in here, and I actually do take some guppies out of here that I sell to my local store. There's one of my albino cory cats. There's a pleco hiding in there. I got 4 plecos in here, 2 L33s, which I rarely ever see unless the lights are pretty much off. And I just have tons and tons of cool looking guppies in here. So the other thing I want to talk about is the filtration I have on this tank, and it is overkill. And the reason it's overkill is because I do have so many guppies swimming around in here. So first off, I have 1, 2, if you look in the back of the tank, see all those bubbles? 3, 4 sponge filters. They are rated for about 75 gallons. I have a air pump that I bought on Amazon, sitting back here. It's been running for over a year now. No problems with that. It has 6 outlets on it. I have 4 circulation pumps. There's 2 on that side, 2 on that side, just to help keep the water flowing around. And also for overkill, I have an FX6 that is running this tank. And the reason I did that is because I got so many guppies. Crazy amount of guppies. For lighting, I also got these 2, I believe they're 10,000K full spectrum lights. I don't recommend them, and I don't even think they even sell them on Amazon anymore. They work fine, but they had could be controlled by your cell phone, and for one day they just stopped working. And I contacted the company, and I still can't figure out how to get them to start working again. So I have to manually turn them on and off every day. So this will be kind of cool. I got some of these ONIP tabs, and let's go on ahead, put one of those in here, and we can see the horde, if you will. They should all come flying and attacking that in a little bit. Maybe we can see some of these guppies a little bit better. Also, I have this CO2 indicator attached on here. Even with my CO2 on for 8 hours a day, it still never turns green. Green's supposed to be perfect, and that way it won't lower your pH or anything like that. I have cholla wood also in here, and I do have some shrimp in here. Usually I got one hanging out in the back, but I don't see him. He's usually hanging out on the filter back there. So if you got any questions about how I'm maintaining this tank or anything like that, or what kind of plants some of these are, I do remember what some of them are, and I can let you know if anybody's actually interested about that at all. Oh, look what we got here. We got a, you can see a shrimp hanging out on the back wall. So there are some shrimp in here. Also snails, lots and lots of snails, and on the bottom of the tank you'll see a lot of snail shells. I could scoop them out and make it look a little prettier, but I don't. I'd always leave the snail shells in there. It's another source of calcium so that the newer snails can enjoy it. Some of the guppies are starting to make their way to the food. Now, if anybody's interested in buying some of my mutt guppies, you can go ahead and email me and I'll get back to you. You have to live in the United States, and unfortunately can't ship them to the Hawaiian Islands. You need special permits and stuff to send fish there, and you're not even allowed to send any kind of invertebrates there at all. So they're going. Once I start figuring out, it'll just be a big giant pile of fish hanging out here. But maybe we can get a little bit closer. My guppies never get really huge because I do sell them to the local fish store, like I said earlier. Oh, look at that one. That one's got really bent back in there. I only pick out real nice ones to send to people and to sell to the local fish store. Some of the ones that were in here are actually some of the ones that I put in the main guppy pond in the backyard to start out with. But if you are interested in the free guppy giveaway, remember that's on the last video. You just say pick me and you'll qualify to enter. Anyone who doesn't live in the United States that says pick me, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to send them to you, and then I'll draw another name and I'll pick somebody until they actually meet all the qualifications that I put in the description of the previous video. So we'll just look at these guys a little bit longer. For those of you who stuck around this long to watch this, I really appreciate it. If you can, give a thumbs up. If you're watching it on TV, that's usually the best way I think to watch it, because you can really see the fish really well. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, maybe I'll do some of my other tanks and we'll see some of the pure strains that I got going on in there. Oh, I forgot to say there's an autosynclus catfish. I got a bunch of those swimming around in there. And there's one of my Siamese algae eaters. Too bad we didn't see any of the frogs. They're usually hanging out in the front here, but I didn't see them at all. But I do have 3 African dwarf frogs in here. Alright everybody, thanks again for watching.